So did you meet right away, or you and started dating, or was
she
it a
stood
little
me up
while?
on our first date, actually.
Yeah.
We had a biology class together, and I was working at an Italian restaurant, and it was her birthday, and I invited her out for tiramisu. And it was the day of her birthday, and she is a twin, and her nephew was born that same day. And it was our first date, and we had not exchanged numbers, so I had bragged to all my friends that this beautiful girl was coming to have dessert with me. And she never showed up. And luckily she produced pictures of our now my nephew also, and we were able to get past that and have another date. So.
Yeah.
Good.
But that was probably the end of my sophomore year.
Yep.
End of your junior year.
Yep. Well, it was weird. It was I'm very high energy, and always kind of running around. And for about 3 months, you'd say?
I'd say
I started getting really
2.
tired. Yeah, and
Right after Christmas
yep,
last year.
going to bed really early, and basically couldn't figure out what was going on. Had some weird back pain, and saw a chiropractor. Kept going to the doctor, and they said, oh yeah, your back hurts and you're tired because you work too much and all that stuff. And I finally went in March 17th.
Yeah.
And went into the ER because I was just dragging. It was the worst St. Patty's Day ever. Just really tired, couldn't get going, and basically.
And you were having pain.
Yep, I was having pain in my side, and I've had my appendix out, so I knew it wasn't that. And the ER doc kind of said, "Oh, we'll have you see your general practitioner on Monday." And so my regular doctor, they kind of passed me in the ER the night before and said, "You're good to go." And then my regular doc saw me on Monday, and he was kind of pushing around on my stomach, and he felt a mass. So they immediately sent me in for a CAT scan. And the CAT scan, they wouldn't tell me anything after the CAT scan. Normally they're like, oh yeah, it looks good. They're just like, you need to go see your doctor. So I knew something was up then. So I went to go see my doctor, and he said, do you want to go get your wife? And I said, what's going on? And he said, why don't you go get your wife, because we have a lot to talk about. So they found the tumor in the colon, and then it had metastasized to my liver and my right lung.
And that was picked up on the CAT scan.
That was on
so
the
we
CAT
knew
scan.
That
So
Monday, but we didn't know what the origin was.
Yep.
Okay.
And so on the 18th, we found out I had some form of colon cancer. On that Friday, we found out it was stage 4. And then that Saturday, I was in the ER with our oldest son because he was sick. And I wasn't feeling really good. I had walked around with him and they kind of sent him home, with, it's a virus. And at about 2 in the morning, Sunday morning, I woke up and I had really bad night sweats. Started probably a month before that. And so I woke up and I had just terrible night sweats. So I was like, I'm going to take a warm shower. So I got in the shower and I passed out twice in the shower. And so me being me, not being that smart, I crawled out of the bathroom, got dressed. Luckily I threw my jeans on and I had my cell phone, and I crawled into our living room, grabbed a ginger ale, sat down in the chair, and just figured I was dehydrated. So I drank the ginger ale and I couldn't stand up out of the chair. I kept on passing out. So I called her in the bedroom, and I called our friend who came over to watch our sons. And then she took me into the emergency room, and basically what they intuited in Prairie du Sac, in the smaller hospital there, is that I had perforated my colon. The tumor had perforated. And then I was taken by ambulance to St. Mary's. Well, this is how I am, though. You have to find the funny part here. It's 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, and I come staggering into the ER. There's a police officer standing there, and he goes, "Are you drunk?" And I said, "I wish I was." And then they took me down to St. Mary's, and I had surgery that Sunday night, and they removed
the entire mass from your colon,
yeah,
and then 55 lymph nodes, and 17 were. I will never forget standing near our garage, in between our garage and our kitchen, basically ready to leave the house to go get our oldest from daycare, and him calling and saying, "No, you're not going anywhere. Dr. Buss wants to see you too." And
I forgot I had to pick up Seamus that day.
Yeah, you had to, because you didn't let me drive there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's when he said the doctor wants to see you too, I said, "No, I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds. That sounds awful. You just know in your gut that's not something you want to hear." And then he said, they suspect it's cancer, and I just kind of fell apart, and I was actually really glad my parents were there at that point. And I remember all of it really clearly. He was 31 when he was diagnosed, and I was 30, and then now we're 31 and 32. And that's just something you never prepare for. I don't think at any age, but definitely not when your kids are 10 months old and 3 years old.
I think it's fantastic. As I said, I was an RA. I used to organize the blood drive at Edgewood. I was very active in student life, student activities. So I think it's fantastic that they're choosing a cause like this. And obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's a great cause. And I think anybody who's going out there doing anything for other people in the way of raising awareness on something like this and helping other people. We did food drives. All of those things I think are fantastic. And I love the passion of the college age. I remember it. I kind of embrace it because that's one of the reasons I love Madison. It's a college town. It has that energy. It has that life to it. It has that exuberance, that looking towards the future. And I really like that attitude, and I think it's a fantastic thing that they're part of. I would just say, live it up. It's an amazing time in your life, and don't pass up on an opportunity just because you think it might be something that you may not be interested in. Go for it. I think it's one of the best times in your life. You'll be exposed to a lot of different folks and a lot of different things. Go for it, and I'll end with Go Eagles also.
I would say, just kind of wrapping up our interview, is life is short. Live every day. Tell the ones you love that you love them. Never give up hope, and just be courageous and fight for what you want.